Lagos City is a major metropolis in Nigeria, which is fast becoming a smart city as elegant structures and buildings continue to spring up daily. Lagos stands for excellence, commerce, fun, and relaxation. It is no doubt one of the most industrialized cities on the continent. This is Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam-Adeniyi. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu last Tuesday inaugurated the Oshodi-Abule-Egba BRT corridor. Governor Sanwo-Olu also handed over 500 high-medium capacity buses with e-ticketing system. In a symbolic display at the Oshodi Terminal 2, the governor paid for his travel card called Kauri Card. And then to the new e-ticketing bus. All roads then led to Dokpemu, venue of the inauguration ceremony. Oshodi to Abule-Egba is a distance of 13.68 kilometers. Commuters spend an average of 2 hours in peak traffic periods here. Now, with the BRT operating on a dedicated route carved out from the existing Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, the travel time would be reduced to 25 and 30 minutes at the most. That is the relief Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has brought to this area.
Thank you very much.
We're about delivering a major sector of our promise on our team's agenda, which is traffic management and transportation. When we went around on Sunday, it was all an attempt to see how do we resolve traffic gridlocks, how do we ensure that our people can move from one area of Lagos to another. Today, the 11th of August 2020, I'm indeed excited that what we promised about a year ago, we are fulfilling here today. Today, we're here to commission the very first in our 6-point agenda, which is traffic management and transportation. Our pledge to the citizens to commission the Abule-Egba bus rapid system, to also unveil and to hand over to Lagosians 550 high capacity and medium capacity buses. You remember that we came here, I think it was in January, and we said, I think this particular bus station, and we said that we're going to be commissioning this project by May 29th. But we did not know that COVID-19 was going to be setting us back by about 3-4 months. But I'm indeed happy that what we couldn't complete or commission by May 29, within 3 months, we're back here again now to hand over this very, very important corridor to our citizens on this very high traffic movement in Lagos State. It's actually been said that this is one of the highest vehicular traffic, human traffic movement in the whole of Lagos. So we're indeed happy that we're bringing this to our people right down to Alimosho environment, because I'm looking at one of them behind me here. So we're not allowing COVID-19 to have slowed us down. We indeed have not allowed COVID-19 to delay on the promises that we've given our citizens. We have ensured that within the timelines that we can bring this project to completion, and we can today hand it over to our citizens. The story around BRT started way back since 2008. And I dare say that I was privileged to have been part of that conversation at that time. But we can begin to see that Lagos, that commands the mega city status in Nigeria, that is the largest economic melt point of a nation, has once again demonstrated that we want a Lagos that is alive, we want a Lagos that is resilient, we want a Lagos that people can know that they can come and do business, and we're providing the means for them to have a better livelihood. And that's why I'm excited that we can hand over this BRT corridor to our citizens.
The Oshodi-Abule-Egba is set to operate with an automatic fare collection system.
We have a contact card, which will be given to every new commuter that will be using the Oshodi to Abule-Egba route. How many do we have to start with? We'll be deploying about 100,000 free cards to all our citizens. But we will not come to your house to give it to you. You will need to turn up at the bus station for you to get your free card. And once you get your free card that is been loaded, you can touch its contact when you are boarding on the bus. And when you are leaving, make sure you also touch it so that it can give you a proper fare and calculation. It will not overcharge you. It will not also undercharge you. The whole idea is we're trying to integrate on all our BRT routes from Ikorodu to TBS, from Abule-Egba to Oshodi, from TBS to Oshodi. All of our BRT routes where the solution, the plan is to integrate and have a solution that all of them can speak to each other, and we can have a one means of ensuring that everybody has a seamless journey time. The eventual deliverable will be that this same card will be used on our train, will eventually also be used on our waterways. That is the plan. Today we are not there yet, but that is the plan for us to have a one single journey experience, which is called the Integrated Mass Transit System.
The Oshodi-Abule-Egba Bus Rapid Transit System is one of the BRTs contained in the State Strategic Transport Master Plan. In fact, this BRT is expected to extend to Ota, the boundary town between Lagos and Ogun State, to cater for the transport need of our people living in the border community around Ota. Mr. Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to say that the administration of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu is very passionate about the welfare of our people. Hence, on assumption of office, he directed that this project, which has suffered funding gap, should be completed to reduce the challenges commuters face along this corridor. There is therefore the need for negotiations to reciprocate by patronizing the system and also ensure that they watch over the infrastructure and report anyone trying to sabotage your commonwealth.
It also unveiled and commissioned the deployment of 550 high and medium capacity buses, which will be deployed statewide to improve mobility of our people. This new BRT corridor will bring about an improved mobility with the capacity to move over 350,000 passengers per day.
This BRT corridor was conceived with the intention to address congestion and transportation challenges along this Oshodi-Abule-Egba corridor. With it, journey time is reduced by 35%. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has provided economic support in the form of working tools to 1,100 vulnerable women and residents who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is to help them get back on their feet and to provide for their families who were there.
It's Year 2020 Mega Empowerment Program taking place at the Skills Acquisition and Vocational Training Center, Isheri. Sewing machines, popcorn machines, pepper grinders, hair dryers, barbing sets, generators and other essentials are lined up here for more than 1,000 beneficiaries. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is represented by his deputy, Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. For the Deputy Governor, this program is a significant step forward as the administration continues to deliver palliatives for the economic empowerment of the most vulnerable and indigent residents across the 5 administrative divisions of the state.
These items will enable the beneficiaries to leverage on the various skills that they acquire and other vocational training through which they've gotten certain skills. And therefore, we will be able to transition into a new normal post-COVID.
Dr. Hamzat stated further that the government would continue to support the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund so that it can be more impactful.
And other agencies of the government will continue to be supported to ensure that our skill acquisition centers have what it takes to meet the needs of the continuing population of Lagos State. We are also not relenting in developing strategies that will ensure the economic empowerment and social integration of our people into the welfare state.
Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation disclosed that more than 17,000 persons have so far benefited from the state's empowerment program through her ministry alone in this administration.
1,500 widows were empowered during the International Widows' Day celebration. 6,252 students have graduated from our skill acquisition center, awaiting graduation, which will come up in the next few weeks. During our short-term skill training, we trained 2,000 beneficiaries and we gave palliative to 6,000 women.
The Deputy Governor therefore commended Lagosians for their resilience and fighting spirit in joining the state government in its quest at containing the spread and fatality of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Governor Sanwo-Olu also brought succor to some families in the state through Sanwo-Olu Listens initiative. Mr. Governor presented checks to vulnerable Lagosians, especially those whose sources of income were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Have a listen.
Mr. Governor is here with his entourage, the ESCO members of the Lagos State government, one of the very best in the world.
Sanwo-Olu Listens is a life-impacting initiative social welfare program designed by the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration to provide financial assistance to vulnerable citizens in Lagos State.
My leg was amputated and I've been trying to get artificial leg, but financially I'm down. So for what you have put down now, as one of your programs, the program we have not witnessed since my life. So it's a wonderful thing that you have done.
Yes, computers. So I've been using that to feed the family, but it's not enough. And I know that I have a caring father, a listening father, because your Excellency, you've been doing very great for us in Lagos State, and I would love this gesture to be extended to my family. God bless you, sir. God bless Lagos State.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
50 struggling Lagosians comprising the elderly, nursing mothers, youths and small-scale business owners are first set of beneficiaries of this program. Presenting them checks to meet up with urgent needs, Mr. Governor assured Lagosians that his administration would not relent in assisting the poor, the less privileged and vulnerable citizens in the state. Special Advisor, Office of Civic Engagement, Princess Aderemi Adebowale said her office has equally put in place a monitoring team to ensure the assistance received is utilized.
The process of selecting the beneficiary for the financial support was transparent and rigorous. An inter-ministerial screening committee was set up in the Office of Civic Engagement to facilitate the selection process. In addition, the office has equally put in place a monitoring team that could monitor the beneficiary so as to ensure that whatever assistance received today is utilized appropriately. However, it is imperative to note that execution of this program would not have been possible but for the approval and release of funds by our magnanimous governor and compassionate governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Mr. Governor, on behalf of Lagosians, I cannot thank you enough for being a listening governor with humane heart. Your kind gestures, without any iota of doubt, will get a good number of our citizens on their feet today, uplifting them socio-economically and thus enhancing security, safety of lives and property, and peaceful communal coexistence in the state.
Lagos State AIDS Control Agency has taken its testing services to Etiosa local government area. The area has the highest prevalence rate of the virus in the state.
Nigerian HIV/AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey estimates that Nigeria has about 1,760,000 people living with HIV, 1.4 million prevalence with more than 900,000 treatment covering gap. In Lagos State, more than 120,000 people are HIV positive, 78,000 are currently on treatment, 42,000 are yet to commence treatment. Etiosa local council area has the highest burden of the virus in Lagos State, and this is the reason the Lagos State AIDS Control Agency is here for an outreach. The HIV testing services is in collaboration with the King of Ikate Kingdom, Oba Said Ademola Elegushi. The Oba is also one of the ambassadors of HIV response in Lagos State. The monarch made available his compound as the testing arena.
If you have HIV, does not mean it's a death sentence. Definitely. So we try as much as possible to sensitize our people, talk to them.
There are two types of tests here. Determined test kit, one with blood sample, and the other only involves the gum. Oral Quick HIV self-test. All results are out in a GV.
Just finished my test now and I was test negative. Also the people that is there really advise us that at least we should be doing the test every 3 months to check our immune system, because there's a person in us that can easily change as soon as possible in the next 3 months.
Please come and check their status, check their HIV test, let them know what is going on within them. So it should not be too late and start running helter-skelter for it. So they can come out, even though it's positive, it's not a death sentence.
The Managing Director, Lagos State AIDS Control Agency, says our agency is working hard to attain the global epidemic control of HIV/AIDS by year 2030 through the UN AIDS 90-90-90 initiative.
The mandate of the United Nations, which states that 90% of our people must know their status, 90% of these people must be started on treatment, and 90% must attain virus suppression. So KBSE knows that. So every time we come, the last time we came was during the Yuletide period, where we had a lot of shows in Lagos State, and you know the youth, all of them were partying without any discrimination. So we came and we did a massive outreach. Recently again, when we
Dr. Monsurat Adeleke also explains why knowing one's status is important in curbing the spread of the virus.
We know that it's Etiosa that has the highest. So what we've done as an agency is that we've not relented on our cause. Every time we get an opportunity, we come and do massive community testing. HIV used to be a death sentence, but now we know that we're increasing awareness and letting everyone know that it's no longer a death sentence. The earlier you know your status, the better for you. If it's positive, there are also many options that we can offer. If it's negative, there's still counseling to ensure that you stay that way. So that's basically what the outreach is about.
HIV infection is caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. One can contract HIV from contact with infected blood, semen, or vaginal fluids. Most people get infected by having unprotected sex with someone who has HIV. Another common way of contracting AIDS is by sharing drugs needles with an infected person.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has presented staff of office and instruments of appointment to the new Alara of Ilara Kingdom in Epe, Oba Olufolarin Olukayode Ogunsanwo, who were there.
His Royal Majesty
Alara is one of the acclaimed 7 grandsons of Oduduwa, the famed progenitor of Yoruba race, and this made Olufolarin Olukayode Ogunsanwo's crown an ancestral one. The Alara stool is one of the ancient stools in Yoruba land. Having passed through all the due process with government approval, 53-year-old Olufolarin Ogunsanwo was installed as the 55th Alara of Ilara Ekpe Kingdom.
The Telade, the fourth, the Alade of Ilara. Thank you. On behalf of myself, the government, and people of Lagos State, I rejoice with your Royal Majesty as they ascend the stool of your ancestors, your choice by the kingmakers, and wide acceptance by your people, which led to what we are doing here today, is a testimonial to the custodian of the culture and the tradition that we all met, and it's a reflection of their trust and confidence in your ability to positively impact the fortune of this landscape and its entire people. And we know that with your ascension today, you certainly will not betray that trust and that belief in your capacity. You have a responsibility to provide great leadership, to promote cooperation, friendship, and the spirit of togetherness among the committee of royal fathers and chiefs within the kingdom and indeed within the division. Royal fathers are indispensable partners of government due to the roles that play as agents of development, promoters of peace and peaceful coexistence among all our people resident within and outside of your domain. As a government, we will continue to collaborate with you and to ensure that your welfare is accorded the attention it truly deserves.
Governor Sanwo-Olu also charged the sons and daughters of the community to support their new king to usher in development.
We want to believe that those years of experience you will bring it to bear, given the very, very important tools that your people has given unto you today. Now that the Kabiyesi has ascended the throne, I want to enjoin all the sons and daughters of Ilara to rally round your king so that his reign will be a glorious one and it will usher in unprecedented development to this ancient and historic kingdom.
Oba Olufolarin Ogunsanwo, Telade I, started work immediately by listing his programs for Ekpe.
We will use this opportunity to collaborate by plugging into the team's agenda of Mr. Governor to ensure urban renewal and rapid economic advancement of our people to greater heights by the grace of the Almighty God. We would like to commend the state government under your watch, Your Excellency, for the ongoing construction and rehabilitation of Irai Road and Epe-Lekki Road, respectively. However, we would like to appeal for your intervention on the following priority projects, sir. Development of Shungbon Eredo Tourist Center, which we want you to help us look into to boost the tourism, to be a tourist attraction in this Eredo LCD. Completion of Epe Ijebu Ode Road to the boundary with Ogun State. rehabilitation of Ibon-Ilara Road, which I'm reliably informed that is right now ongoing. Your Excellency, as we speak, the road is being rehabilitated. Thank you very much, sir.
The new Alara was the former chairman of the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. The tax expert has more than 25 years' experience. With this event, the race of who succeeds Oba Akim Adesanya, the former Alara, who died in October 2018, is over.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, have paid visits to the family of former chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Chief Larry Razak, who died last Saturday. The governor, who described the death of the late 74-year-old politician as a rude shock, signed a condolence register during his visit to the family of the deceased. In Ekpe, Mr. Razak died last Saturday morning at Reddington Hospital due to an undisclosed ailment. Before his death, Chief Razak was the Balogun of Ekpe and member of the Governor's Advisory Council. And Inside Lagos commiserates with the family of the APC leader, the late Larry Razak, the Balogun of Ekpe General. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being a part of it. But remember that the coronavirus is still out there. Let us endeavor to observe all the health safety guidelines. Just take responsibility. I'm Salam-Adeniyi. See you next time.